Good morning, welcome to Double Talk. Mark Steffen here.
Michael Mandel here. Thank you for that nod of your head. You're getting very animal-like here, you know? It's just animal.
I got a piece of hair that's doing a funny thing. But
you're a big advocate.
I always do.
You're what, on your hair?
Oh.
Well, I don't have any hair left.
You got a hairpiece like this.
I don't have.
You can never tell what's going to happen.
You just...
You know, I should get a new toupee, don't you think?
See, well, yeah, I need a toupee.
Yours is pretty good.
I need a little toupee.
I could use a new one, I think.
Yeah, you're just... No, mine is showing too much hair. Oh, yeah, well, we're here to tell you about ourselves, obviously. This is a show where...
Nobody wants to hear about that.
Hear about it or hair about it?
I don't care about
We can share about it. We're doing a show, believe it or not, once again. There's plenty of stuff. You know, this is a very important show because it's been proven. The paper today, or at least sometime this week, said that the number of animals in the animal shelter has risen. There's like 40 puppies there.
Oh.
And if you remember, you always announce about adopting puppies and kitties.
Yes, it's very big on my agenda.
It's a big thing for you. And for the last 2 weeks, we haven't mentioned anything, and all of a sudden the rates spike. And because so it proves that you have been very instrumental in helping the puppies and kitties get adopted.
Well,
and for that,
this show does have influence.
That's right. There's those puppies and kitties, and for that, although that doesn't, it's a kitty and a puppy.
You see a dog's face.
It's an SPCA T-shirt. We're giving you an honorary SPCA
Thank you.
T-shirt.
I will wear this proudly.
Yes. Hopefully it looks like a dead horse on there, but it's actually a dog.
Yeah, it's a nice dog's face.
What does our audience think? Dog?
And he loves that kitty.
Dog.
And thank you, Michael.
Kitties.
Thank you. I accept this
You
on behalf of all homeless dogs and cats in Doñana County.
That you identify with.
And I do identify with them.
Yes.
And I love them all. And you know.
What is that?
And so,
Great.
That's television.
What is that?
That's Las Cruces television.
You just turned it on.
I'm sorry, folks. We had nothing to do with that. But anyway, please, dogs and cats are up for adoption every Saturday morning right now.
And since they have so many, they had real cute ones.
They do.
Puppies are
They're
cute.
all cute.
Puppies are cute, and if you can manage them through that stage of cuteness into their adulthood, then you know they grow on you. Well, they don't grow on you, but sometimes they throw up on you.
If they survive your upbringing, then they will be
forever thankful to you.
Wonderful parts of your family. You can adopt them today downtown at the farmers market until about 1 o'clock. You can always get them at the animal shelter.
Right, and let's move some of these puppies out of there. 40 puppies, really. And puppies are always cute. Go down there, take a look. Your heart will melt. Your pocketbook will open. It's like magic. You will have a friend, and people who have pets live longer. I don't know if you want to live longer if you have a pet, but if that's your goal, to live longer.
No, you did mention your pocketbook, and that's one thing.
They
You've got to be able to
money.
afford to have a pet, because there's an ongoing expense. Once you have a pet, it's like a child. You have to feed them. Yeah, you know.
Give them whatever shots.
A litter box you might need.
So occasionally they get sick and
vet
stuff
bills.
like that. But we don't want to tell you the negative side. You'll figure that out by yourself.
Well, that's all positive, but that's not necessarily negative. That's just a requirement of having a pet. Everybody should realize that when they go to get a pet.
That's right. You know, having a baby is easy. All you have to do is have sex. But to get a pet, you have to walk downtown.
Well, you know, one reason they have so many pets at the animal shelter is because people get a dog or a cat.
And
they realize it's too much trouble for them, and so they take it back to the animal shelter.
Also,
irresponsible adults are the worst reason for, or the main reason for the animal shelter being so full.
As well as the sex lives of animals.
Well, there's that too. People don't spay and neuter their cats.
They should spay and neuter their cats so that they you know, can have fun yet stay childless.
You know, we spay and neuter adult humans.
We should do that.
You know, we should do the same for dogs and cats.
As well as we also believe you shouldn't have a license to have a baby until after you graduate at least high school.
A baby license?
Yeah, baby license.
Is that a good idea?
I think so.
Just because you can breed doesn't mean you must, right?
Right, you shouldn't. But a lot of people like their kids. I don't know why.
Now, well, look, we're here.
They do. Yeah, in spite of it all.
Someone bred, and here we are.
In spite of it all, we got here. That's because of good child rearing practices in the old days.
And then we managed to live this long.
In the 50s. And in your case, the 60s.
How old are you?
In your case, the 60s.
60s? How young do you think I am?
Not that young. Anyway, So as you go and spend money on your pets, the city wants to raise the price of natural gas that they put to a house.
No, I thought the
whole idea of the
commodity price
country.
of gas is going down. We have a glut of natural gas.
This country is rife with that. That's not
Yet the
natural.
city wants to raise the prices. At the same time, gasoline prices are going through the ceiling.
That's an oil well, which is where you get gasoline
Natural.
from.
Yes,
and
but-
those prices have spiked. So here's what you do. If you're not like me, what I've been doing, the only thing you need to run your car is to make sure the gas tank little lever is full. Fill it with water. It gets just as high with water as it does with gas.
Yeah, and then when it
Who's to
doesn't-
say you need gas?
Then
Who's
when it
to
doesn't
say?
run, you save all that money on gas.
You save them. In fact, I believe that once again, we should take it in the people's hands and go for a couple of days. We don't go anyplace. With the advent of computers and Skype and all that stuff, you can do everything you want online except have pets. I mean, have babies.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. But
Well, if you're
that won't be the
online,
first time.
you could have sex online. I don't know.
Well, speaking of gas prices, people are going to be driving less now. They're predicting $4 a gallon by the end of the month,
It's going in that direction. It's scooping up.
which
like
means
that.
we're going to be driving less.
no.
So those of
Be
you
less
driving
traffic.
on Highway 70, if you're going to be driving less, I
Oh yeah, there's
recommend it.
gas prices. Well, it's Saturday. Gas prices could probably be there.
Well, in some parts of the country, they already are.
In some parts of the city, this city has an amazing diversity of prices. You can go to Sam's Club, and you can go down to the middle of Idaho and El
like
Paseo,
it,
and
yeah.
it's usually cheap there. But
Would you put that gas in your car? I wouldn't.
Yeah, I would, because it makes the tank go up.
No.
That's all you're looking for.
I want Tetraline, Michael. Tetraline.
You want to just put some pizza in there. It has enough oil and pizza to keep your tubes going.
I guess some teenagers from the high school would pop those zits in my tank too, if that's all you want.
It's child abuse.
No.
Child
They
abuse.
need to
You
do
don't
that.
do that. Anyway, what were we talking? Oh, also, the El Paso Electric. This is an interesting thing. El Paso Electric sort of disappointed us last year during the freeze because all their engines,
What's
all their
new?
things froze.
Right.
They spent a lot of money fixing that up.
Some people out of juice for they had no power for
Right.
like several days.
And even so, the profits for El Paso Electric are up 2.9%.
What a shock.
That doesn't mean that they made 2.9% profit. It means they're up 2.9%. They made a great profit. And a lot of people say it's because they also raised the rates. So do they make the profit, or does the people that they're serving get any benefit from it? I guess we get electricity. Couldn't do this show without electricity.
Oh, well, that's true, and you couldn't watch the show without it either.
Well, you could, but it wouldn't be. It would be about as good as it is now.
And some of that electricity comes from the Palos Verdes nuclear power plant in Arizona, which El Paso Electric is a part owner of, and which is why we have here the highest electric rates in the nation to pay for that nuclear power plant.
We're number one.
Yes, we're the highest.
We're
in the
number
nation.
one.
We're number
We're
one
number
at
one.
something.
We're number one. So that's
Too
good.
bad we don't have number one ratings, Michael, with the show, but that's
We do have
topic.
number one ratings. We're going to talk about the readers poll, and we are the top talk show in Las Cruces.
Well, there's that.
Do you know of any other talk shows in Las
Well,
Cruces?
there are other talk shows,
Really?
on this channel.
There are.
Sure.
You mean Joe Nathan?
Joe Nathan, you've got,
Well, these are the best. This is the best show. This is
Mike
Mike
Tejas'
Tejas.
show.
This is the best show with us on it. That's for sure. Right? Isn't it? Isn't it, boss?
We're the only
What-
local TV show.
this is the only local TV station in
We're
Las
the only.
Cruces.
Why are we going red again? We're the only loco TV station.
Loco, well, there's always
We're
that.
loco.
Now we're off the air.
There are very few in the country. All of them are owned by big networks.
And this is a locally owned, locally operated TV station. That could explain a lot.
So everybody, send your dollars and checks in because we need your money. We're non-profit, but that's just
If it weren't for
that's
you-
just because of accounting principles.
Yeah, right. We're supposed to be profit.
Yes. Oh, so you're going to talk about the fact that because gas is so high, we've been having trouble on Route 70.
Well, people shouldn't be driving.
Route 70 is
Highway 70.
Highway 70 is very packed. There's been a number of bad accidents there recently.
Oh, there was a couple.
They're trying to
They make a
watch
big
them.
deal out of it now, and
A few mistakes. Remember, an accident is an accident. It's not a means of activity. It's a mistake.
Just because there were 2 accidents in 1 week,
It's an aberration.
people overreact as they always do.
Nevertheless, the state troopers and the cops have been doing. I guess it's a state road, so state troopers are on 70.
It's a U.S. highway.
Oh, so they caught 70 speeders. They did a traffic watch on I think Lowman between
Lowman
Roadrunner and Telshore, maybe, and
Like between Telshore and
something like that.
Roadrunner.
And even today, we've been warned. People talk about it. There's a number of speeders there, but also 24 people got citations for using their cell phones. 24, and we are seeing people. Normally, whenever you're driving around, using their cell phones.
And I think
I have an ear thing.
And I think those 24 who were using the cell phones were just the police themselves.
Probably, because they
Not
have to
to
tell their
mention-
wives, I'm picking up this guy with a cell phone.
So, yeah.
And 7 people with no seatbelts. By this time in your life, especially when you're on that street, especially Lowman, which intersects pretty much the most dangerous intersection in Las Cruces, I would think it would be natural for you to put your seatbelt on.
Well, put it on when you get in the
Natural.
car, before you start the car.
Don't put it on before
Do
you
we
get in
still
the car.
have to tell people to buckle up?
Yeah, we do. Obviously, they're giving citations out for that. And
Well,
pay-
you know, back
pay
in that
attention.
fatal accident on Highway 70, one of the occupants was not wearing his seatbelt, and he died as a result of it.
See?
You know?
But you know what? Statistics never prove individuals. Individuals think they're beyond statistics, that it will never happen to them, and that's what happens. So you are a statistic. Sorry.
Well, who isn't?
We're waiting for people to raise your hands. Anybody? Not a statistic?
Well, okay.
If you're not a statistic,
Thanks for
until-
raising.
raise your hand.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it. Thank you.
All right, statistics happen. What did happen is the statistic that if you don't win something, try again. In the Mrs. New Mexico contest, which is very important because she's Mrs. New Mexico now, and Mr. New Mexico had been waiting for her because he was getting kind of like, who's making dinner?
I thought I was
She can make-
Mr. New Mexico.
Yeah, well, I think you have to get voted for. She was in the contest last year, and she realized it ain't.
She placed, though, last year, right?
She did. She was in the top 5, I guess, and she realized it's more of a contest of maybe other talents other than just
Looking good.
gorgeosity.
Well, you have to. It's more than just looking good in a bikini or a
Naked.
swimsuit or a nightgown. Not a nightgown, evening gown.
Night-
Nightgown wouldn't be bad.
An apron with nothing else. That would be good too.
What are the other
Is that
talents?
sexist?
Do you have to be able to cook? Do you have
No,
to be able-
people have talents. They,
have
you
to
know,
talk in a
she's a
good-
radiologist. She got up on stage and showed how she can radiologize.
Oh, so she X-rayed the judges?
I don't know what she did, but she found rectal cancer in somebody.
Really?
Who knows? She's got a 2.5-year-old kid, so she's busy, yet she has something, and she's got a job, yet she had the time to go after this thing.
Mrs.
And there
Mac-
she won.
well, apparently she's very
Active.
enamored of that because it's her second shot at it. She really wanted to win. So the second time around, she actually did.
Yes.
It shows you that
wonder if
perseverance is what it takes if you want to win a beauty pageant.
What's wrong with the beauty pageant? We come on the show week after week trying to win the talk show pageant.
Michael, well, we're definitely no beauty pageant.
Well, maybe it'll be our second lifetime before we get there, because everybody believes in reincarnation. So we're about to, we're coming to this on the next half of our show, which is going to come up after these words. We're going to go over the Reader's Choice Awards that the Sun News writers.
People wrote in with a poll that the Sun News placed in the paper.
We'll give our
about
own opinions.
your favorites, this, that, and we'll give our own natural opinions as we always do.
And we're always right.
Right after these words, we'll be right back. And we're back. Double Talk.
As
Mark
if we ever
Steffen,
left.
Michael Mandel.
I'm Michael Mandel.
We do the show every
Week, so you should get used to that.
some
We
reason.
memorized our names.
And
Yes, sir.
we talked last week about
I
how
like
the
my
Occupy
color.
Las Cruces people had vacated Albert Johnson Park right there in
Yes.
front of the library. because they have ended their occupation of the park.
They did what they had to.
They
We
did.
brought attention to...
They camped out for how many months? About 3 months?
For about 3 months. They
Yeah.
brought attention to the fact that many of the people of America, most of them are not getting treated fairly. There's no jobs. There's jobs.
Well,
Everybody
we're the
here has jobs.
99%, and we're getting screwed over by the 1%.
Who own everything.
Yeah.
You know, this
And
is pretty
control
much the same
everything.
thing as what happened with medieval England when it was overturned, when the kings and queens who owned everything were at the top, and because money naturally flows up. It doesn't trickle down so much as flowing up, because you realize every time you buy a McDonald's hamburger, somebody who owns McDonald's stock is getting some bit of the money you're doing. So all those millions of people doing things, from the little people, the 99%, are all trickling up. A little bit of everything is going up there. And that's a lot better than having a job.
And back in ancient times, when there was the big castle where the king and queen lived,
King took all...
the people would actually start living around the castle, kind of like this,
Yeah.
in tents and huts and shacks, and that's how towns formed.
Yes, and well, we already have towns. So what you said is totally, inconsequential.
Well, like
Doesn't
this
make
show.
sense. Like this show.
Yeah.
This show has lots of consequence. It takes 2 hours out of our lives.
But this week, the city council did vote on whether they should reject the limits on camping in city parks. That was up for vote. Some people thought that there should be limits placed on how long people can camp, like the Occupy Las Cruces people
Yes.
in the city park. And finally, they rejected the idea that there should be limits. And
This is
actually,
good.
I
Because
agree with that.
I think that certain people thought that that they didn't like the Occupy. It was bothering nobody. It didn't
No.
bother any. People said they were asking for handouts of money.
No, they weren't.
They weren't panhandling.
Place wasn't trashy.
No,
It was well kept.
very respectable.
Now, you don't have to like it.
Other people don't like what you do.
Fine.
So you don't
But
have to like
the
what
nature
other
of
people do.
protest and the right to assembly guarantees the opportunity for all Americans
And
to
most
protest
of the
and assemble.
most of the people we met
will.
who were part of that thing had jobs and would come and sit in there with their friends and compañeros. How's that?
They go to work and they come there at
Yeah,
night.
go and work and
Occupy
sit
at
there.
night.
So we're glad that the city kept the rule from being passed. Maybe less rules. That's what
Less government.
That's what people want. Less government. So don't start making your own rules
Absolutely.
and say, "Oh, we don't like your rules. We like rules, but we don't like rules."
Yeah.
I mean, that's picky.
They
That's
only
why
like-
you need government.
They don't like rules unless it's their rules.
There's something in the paper about Newt Gingrich talking about Ronald Reagan, saying that Ronald Reagan didn't want that much government. And Newt Gingrich said, well, he's wrong, because you do need government to help people get along.
That's true. And of course, when George Bush Jr. was president,
He was for less government,
he
but he
increased the government more so than the government had ever been increased by far in the history of this country.
so there you go.
What are we saying? They're hypocrites. That's what we're saying, basically.
Whoever they are, they're
Now,
hypocrites.
Now,
But
one thing
we
the
do
government
need some
does
rules,
need to
don't
do-
we? This is why we need rules.
Yes, and as far as environmental protection goes,
Superfund cleanup.
now a Superfund site, Michael,
Yes.
is one that is designated as a toxic waste zone, basically.
Oh, that would never be acceptable in anybody's town.
And Las Cruces has one.
We live in here.
It's been identified. It's been identified for over 15 years.
That's probably not it, but
and is up around the neighborhood of Griggs Street, Walton Avenue, in that
Walnut.
area.
Walnut.
Walnut.
Oh, Walton.
Same.
That whole area.
Yeah.
Because that used to be what, a
Well,
airport.
in the tidal area, there used to be an airport there. There was a
Burns Construction.
Burns Construction had a huge yard there where I know they polluted firsthand. There also used to be a National Guard armory nearby,
Which had
over where
oil
the city center is now. And there
So-
was a sewer plant there.
treatment plant.
So
That-
yeah,
that
there was a
enriches-
hotbed
that
of
enriches-
toxic activity, pretty much in the 70s and into the 80s.
As you were growing up,
Yeah,
as a toddler.
as I was a toddler in this town, and so all those things have moved away now, but their toxic residue remains, and it polluted the groundwater. So they're now building a treatment system facility on site that will pump the groundwater out,
And purify
filter
it.
purify it, pump it back in.
Spit it back in.
It will take many, many years for this to occur.
So you say Burns Construction was part of this pollution, right?
Oh, of course they
They're
were.
also part of the reason why we have something called Burns Lake, which looks very much like that picture. It's
Well,
just a
pretty
big
much.
hole because they made a mistake and dug into groundwater at
Well,
the
it wasn't
time.
really a mistake. It's just how it happened. Of course, Burn Lake is dry now.
Pretty
and,
much because we have no groundwater.
Right, we've sucked the groundwater out.
Yeah.
But I make a plea to anybody who used to work at Burns Construction, if you are familiar with how much
Waste.
oil, waste, gasoline, solvents, etc., were dumped on the ground, how much toxic waste was discharged at the Burns Construction site, please get in touch with us right here on Double Talk,
Our number's right there.
and we will pursue this issue in the future.
Okay, our number's not right there, but it could be there at any
And you
moment.
can also go to our website, which will soon be flashed on the screen.
So I think that's our best toxic waste site in the city. It's
Well-
I think it's in the readers poll #1.
It is.
You could
Get in
you
touch
can
with
email
us.
us doubletalk@lcc98.com.
Right. If you worked at Burns Construction and
First-
know of toxic waste being discharged onto the ground and into the ground, please get in touch with us.
We also have right here the Reader's Choice for 2011, because we can't have 2012.
What reader's choice?
The Reader's Choice from Las Cruces Sun News. And there's some things, of course, with every poll, there's things you can agree with and not agree with. I think it's interesting to note that Roberto's Mexican food placed as best burrito, best green and red enchilada.
Yep. And is this how the Sun News gets their free marketing done for them?
They don't get free marketing.
Sure, it's free. And people write in and do this. They don't have to. They don't have to hire marketing firms to do this for them.
I don't know what you're talking about because Sun News sells advertising pages because of this.
Oh, I see. The
It's
people
good
that
to
win
know.
are their
People who win
advertisers.
could, well, not necessarily. Coas Books
Oh.
doesn't advertise, and they
How do you
won
know?
Best Bookstore. I don't remember seeing too many Coas Books things.
They don't have to advertise, I guess.
Celebrate Liquor Store won Best Liquor Store, which is
How many liquor stores
pretty
are
much,
there?
it's the only liquor store except for the ones in Walgreens and
Walmart.
all the supermarkets. Borman Autoplex won. Pretty much it is the biggest one.
Sports bar. How many sports bars are there in town? 2, right?
There's a lot of sports
The
bars.
Game, Farley's.
The Game. What about the best TV station?
The best TV station in
What
town.
is the
Channel
best-
98. Well, I think it's the only real
It's the only one.
commercial
so
television
there's
station.
no contest.
It's right here on
You
Channel
know,
98.
maybe they did have a poll for the best TV station, but nobody knew us.
Maybe nobody voted for us.
Oh, so vote for us next time they do that.
How about best TV show?
Here, we're right here. Best barbecue, Dickey's Barbecue. You know, that's interesting.
Well,
because
with
that's,
2 barbecue places, or 3, I guess.
There's a lot. There's Smoky Dick,
Smoky Dick's,
and of
Texas
course,
Roadhouse.
yeah, that's barbecue.
Where else?
Dickerson's always does barbecue, so wherever they are, they're doing barbecue.
Well, I don't think.
But they don't do specific
And
barbecue
then there's a guy
anymore.
with the trailer downtown.
Oh yeah, that guy, Jesse.
Jesse's Barbecue.
Jesse's
Kansas
Barbecue.
City Barbecue.
Best delicatessen, Corner Deli.
Now, you know, speaking of polls and awards, the Academy Awards are this weekend.
They are.
Sunday night,
I
Academy
mean, tomorrow
Awards.
night, if you're watching this Saturday.
That's right. Now, a lot of people have Academy Awards parties, kind of like the Super Bowl.
Don't eat that box.
What are you having? What are you doing for the Academy Awards, Michael?
Well, what we usually do Sunday, it's Sunday night, right?
Sunday night.
Sunday night. We get a
Six-
pizza and watch The Simpsons.
No. Then,
That's what you're supposed to do. isn't
after
it?
The Simpsons, then the Academy Awards.
I bet the Academy Awards the same time as The Simpsons.
I-
Instead of The Simpsons. You know, here's
No. Record The Simpsons, watch Academy Awards.
milestone this past week, 500th show of The Simpsons.
I saw that.
How was it? I
was
missed
all
it.
right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, 500
it's
shows.
okay. Hey, even the bad Simpsons is a pretty good Simpsons.
That's true.
Always has been.
And altogether, we only have, right now, I think we're only 200 shows.
Now, listen, besides stray bullets from Juarez, what we really need to...
What?
what
Are we
really need to
rushing?
concentrate
How many
on-
minutes do we
we've got
have?
about a minute left.
Oh, okay. We got 2 minutes. Stray bullets from
we were
Mars.
given 2
We'll talk
minutes
about later.
a minute ago.
Yes. Well, we got it again. Well, you want to pronounce Strauss's Die Fledermaus?
Die Fledermaus.
Fledermaus at Doniana
Which is an
Light
opera.
Yes.
It's a light opera.
It's actually very funny.
Lyric opera. It's supposed to be terribly funny.
Or terrible.
And I don't know
terrible?
if they're going to be singing it in French or not, or German,
German.
rather. Hopefully they'll be singing it in English.
Well, the
Sure,
only
sure
person,
they
you know,
will.
Dick Rundell's in there. He's the only one that knows German.
That's true. So
Yeah,
I guess we will be
so
singing in English.
He might have helped with the translation.
Not only that, that's one thing you can do this weekend.
And
Friday
what else can you
Saturday.
do this weekend?
Well, there's live theater over at the university again. Well, first off, Deflated Mouse is
Well, you
also
wanna
at the
talk about-
university. It's at the Recital Hall, Doniana Lyric Opera.
Yes.
Okay, also at the Herschel Zone Theater this weekend, we have opening Brighton Beach Memoirs, which is a Neil Simon comedy,
Everybody loves Neil Simon.
except me.
Yes. And,
And,
perhaps me. No, he's
So
pretty good.
you have Brighton Beach Memoirs going on this weekend. And coming up March 8th.
Directed by Mike Weiss,
Mike
who's
Weiss.
a very good director.
Right. And then talking about theater in the future,
Which is?
what we have at Las Cruces Community Theater, a night of one-act plays. These are short plays, so you're in, you're out.
That's next week,
No, that's March 8th.
March 8th.
March 8th, where they're rehearsing now. I happen to be directing one of them. And
Except on
come on
Sunday.
down. There'll be more about this later.
We'll tell you.
And
We got to
with-
go now.
And with that, we're just about out of time.
About leap year.
And of course,
Happy leap year.
this is Leap Year, everybody.
30 seconds.
Happy leap day.
Happy Leap Day, Leap Year, Leap Month, and Leap Week.
Yes.
Bye.
Those people who pay rent are paying more rent or getting more money out of their rent because they have an extra day.
People born in Leap Year get to skip 4 years, on their age.
Yeah, well, their birthday's really March 1st.
Right. So and with that, we need to skip till next time we do the show. Until then, thanks for joining us right here on Double Talk.